welcome to Tobacco Pipes and More. I'm Okie Ozark Piper, and this week on our video we're going to do a series of 3 videos about Sun Bear tobaccos. Let's see if I can get those lined up correctly. We have the original, or at least the second formulation. I believe it came out in 2019. We have the 2020 version, and then we have the new Black Locust, which came out this year in 2021. Very attractive tins. We're going to do the first video, that's this one, on the Sun Bear. We'll do a second video on the Black Locust, and then the third video we're going to take these two and compare them and weigh them out and see if one is better than the other and what our final thoughts are on this small batch production of tobacco that Cornell and Dill has put out. So I hope you enjoy this video, and if this is your first time joining us, I hope we earn your subscription and you like what you see. Welcome. Let's get started.
Okay, so here it is, Sun Bear, the 2020 version. So this has Virginias, red Virginias, bright Virginias, Izmir, and Basma in it. So sounds like a good recipe. This of course has the honey and a little bit of a tequila elderflower, they say, on top. So let's see what the tin note is. All right, so the first thing is that this has been aging for a good year. So this might not be exactly what was intended. I smell that honey, or the sweetness, I should say, maybe from the honey. And there is definitely that grassy, hay-like Virginia smell, and it, you know, you combine those and that is a sweet grass smell, kind of the smells of summer, but there's already getting some age on here to kind of dampen that down. I do smell the tequila. It's not as prominent as I thought it might be, so that's good. Yeah, there's a smell. It almost reminds me of chocolate. I mean, there's no chocolate in here, but I think that's a combination of some of the aging of the tobaccos and that sweetness. Yeah, that smells great.
Now this is over a year old, and it has an absolutely wonderful aroma to it. I smell a light floral scent. I smell a sweetness somewhat like raisins. And I do smell what I perceive to be that tequila in there. And when I first got this tin and I popped it open, that tequila actually was pretty strong, I thought. And since I've jarred it up, it has dissipated and it's not strong anymore. And what really comes through is that sweet, almost raisin-like scent, and that light floral seems to dominate the aroma to me. If you've never smelt elderberry flowers, and I have, elderberries are very common here in Oklahoma. I used to have some here at the house. They have a sort of lily-like aroma to them. And I do seem to smell that in there. It's very light, it's very faint, it's underneath there, it's a nice little floral. Lakeland-like, I guess we could say that, but only on the very lowest level of Lakeland-like. It's not a Lakeland, I don't want to mislead you on that, but it does have a very nice tin note to it. I enjoy the tin note on this original Sun Bear.
Okay, I've got my my pipe going here with some Sun Bear. It's going quite well. So now I've been puffing on this for several minutes, so I wouldn't expect it to get overheated yet, but I have smoked this in the past, and I find that it does not want to overheat. It does not want to bite, and that's really good. I'm finding I don't find the flavors that I'm looking for. There's no obvious tequila. I don't really smell, or I don't really taste the honey. I wouldn't expect that. I'd expect some other things from the honey. The Virginias, I mean, they're there. I can't account for the Orientals, the Turkish Basma. So that's a little interesting. Again, this is over a year old, so things kind of maneuver in the profile of the taste.
Okay. Now, as to the taste on the, I keep wanting to say the original Sun Bear, and I will just refer to it as that, the original Sun Bear. The original Sun Bear, whereas the tin notes have this great aroma, when you get to the taste of this, it's not on level with the tin note. The flavors are not distinctive as they are in the tin note. The flavor when you smoke this really kind of becomes one flavor to me. And nothing really jumps out at you. I don't really taste these Orientals in there very well. And I'm almost done with this because I've been thinking about this, trying to do a good review on it. But it has a rather underwhelming effect on me. And if I have to think about a tobacco a whole lot when I'm smoking it, like I'm trying to find, then I'm not really drawn towards it. And I'm not really drawn towards it because the flavors are to me just not that distinctive in this. I'm tasting some sweetness. I think I'm tasting a little bit of the tequila in there, perhaps, but it's all together. It's hard for me to kind of separate them out. The Virginias, they're good. I guess what I should say on this is, you know, it is a premium tobacco. You know, I forget what the price was on these. They're generally somewhere in the neighborhood of $14, you know, for a tin. So it is a premium tobacco. But what am I tasting with it? And by saying it's a premium tobacco, what I'm trying to say is it's good I would smoke this over, say, half and half, for example, and be happier with this than probably I would be with half and half. I haven't had half and half in a while, but not to say there's anything wrong with half and half, but this is a premium tobacco. But the flavors are not divided. You don't taste a little bit of the honey, you don't taste a little bit of the elderflower, you don't taste a little bit of the tequila. What you have is all of these flavors have kind of gelled together with the Virginia, and now it's these things that have become a flavor unto themselves, not like the individual components, but something different. You know, have you ever had I think of like when my kids, when we paint Easter eggs and they take all of the colors, you know, and they're going to make a unique color. And so they take every single color and they squirt it in the bowl to make a unique color. But then that color that they make doesn't really turn out that unique. And that's kind of how I feel about this Sun Bear at this point. I've smoked several bowls of it. I would have to say this final smoke that I had was probably, and I say final, this is the last one I've had since I've been smoking it. And that one was pretty good compared to some of the others. At a certain point early on, it was a little bit bitey, and I think that bitiness had something to do with the alcohol. Like when I popped the tin, the tequila, I think was because I could smell the tequila really strong initially when I opened the tin. And I think when I was smoking it, that tequila hadn't dissipated. And I may be wrong on this. It could be the Virginias as well. But right now I'm getting zero bite. But initially when I first popped that tin, I was getting some bite out of it. And I think it had to do with the alcohol that was in there. I think that alcohol was causing a little bit of tongue bite. But now it's settled down since it's been in the jar. And there's not a lot I have to say about this one. It's kind of a muddled flavor for me. So that's not very, that's not much of a glowing review, but I have to be honest, that's what I kind of taste with this one. So hope that helps. This review has been made possible by a contribution from Father John and by viewers like you. Thank you.